hopefully. Well, as we mentioned before the break, September is National Chicken Month. So we have our good friend Anna here, who comes here at least once a month to show us some healthy options when it comes to creating tasty and delicious meals. And chicken is on the menu. So Anna, you've created 3 dishes for us. Let's go ahead and jump right in here, starting with what you have over here. I believe that's our baked chicken parmesan.
That's correct. So I love Italian food. Who doesn't?
I know, it's so good.
One of my favorite things about it is that you can make it in advance and it still tastes great the next day, maybe even better.
Yeah.
And you have some really great options with this one. You can put it over some spaghetti squash or some whole grain pasta. But this particularly, the way that I make it is that I take the chicken and I dredge it in some whole wheat flour, followed by some egg whites, then whole wheat breadcrumbs.
Okay, and so whole wheat is definitely a lot better than your typical white breading and things like that.
That's
and then
correct.
how do you cook it also to make it so it's not, you know, to get the fewer calories?
Well, surprisingly, baking it helps. So baking, you don't need to fry the chicken for everything to bind together. And a lot of people think that using egg whites you need the yolk to bind everything, but that's another myth. That I always cook with egg whites when it comes to baking or doing something that I need to, bread something with.
Yeah, and I've noticed they make a lot of sauces now that are sugar-free and things like that that you can use to put on the chicken along with the mozzarella.
That's correct. Yes, I made this sauce with some tomato paste and some crushed tomatoes. I also saute some onion and garlic.
Oh, that sounds so good.
So that works.
Yeah, look at it right there, guys. Are you getting hungry yet? All right, well, let's move on to the crustless chicken pot pie. I know a lot of us here in the South, we've grown up with it. We love it. But if you're trying to watch your carb intake or your glucose, this might be the way to go.
That's true. And as we head into the fall months, it's really hard to believe that in just a couple months here, we're going to look for things that comfort us, like chicken pot pie.
Your typical comfort food.
Exactly. So eliminating that crust helps quite a bit. That buttery, flaky crust. I know you're all out there thinking, what's the point?
Yeah, you
but
can't
I promise.
have it without the, yeah, that's what makes it. But
yeah, I promise that this will satisfy you both in taste and you'll feel full after eating it. It's some potatoes, some mixed vegetables, and don't shy away from the frozen ones. They have the same nutritional value as the fresh vegetables. I know it's so much easier and it's a little more affordable to buy the frozen vegetables. What I try to avoid at all costs is canned veggies. So frozen is fine, and
I've heard
there's
that
also
before.
some chicken in there.
All right, and lastly, you've got some chicken and waffles, but your own little twist on that.
Yes, so I am a sucker for chicken and waffles. That is one of my all-time favorite dishes, and I really felt inspired to make it healthier so that I can eat it and enjoy it and not feel like I'm breaking the calorie bank. So this is a waffle that's made with oat flour.
Okay.
And then the chicken is prepared very similarly to the chicken parmesan, except instead of using the seasoned breadcrumbs, I use plain whole wheat, and then there's no Parmesan cheese mixed in with that.
All right, well, all of these sound good, and of course, we're going to have this on our website, WJBF.com, and you'll have it linked to your website if you want to tell everybody real quick what that is.
That's correct. Feel free to find me on charmedwellness.com.
All right, Anna, always a pleasure. We appreciate you coming out here this early in the morning for us, and you are watching Good Morning Augusta, your only choice for weekend local news right here in the CSRA. When we come back, meteorologist Rich Rogers will have another look at your forecast.